Hey, Rat.
Yeah, the rat is there.
And welcome everyone to the Sunday Casual Chat Stream.
Hello.
Hey, everyone. Oh, sorry. Theo, go ahead.
Well, I am Diogenes the Gamer Cynic, but most people call me Dio. I don't know.
And I am finally back, folks. Yeah, we had a long 2 weeks there without your Jarl there to lead you to battle and raiding. But luckily, we had Ezoob to carry the banner. Thank you, bud.
Not a problem.
So it was a bit of a long 2 weeks here for me. I went through a move, which is now finally over and done with. Let's kind of finish unpacking and finding places to put everything and make it, a home again. Got a new router that they gave me yesterday, or the day before yesterday, rather, on Friday, which, I don't know. I think it's doing well. Everything is a lot faster connectivity wise.
You also sound
Ah,
better.
yeah, it does. Thank you, Rat. I see your message there.
Hmm.
That's,
And
that's,
I am
uh,
back from my holiday extravaganza.
yep. Well, let's just Vincent Van Gogh right into today's stuff. I know the two of you got a few articles lined out that we talked about briefly in the pre-show stuff, and let you guys run with that. Whoever wants to take point on that.
Ezoob, do you want to talk about the banana first?
Let's start with the banana.
Okay. So, unfortunately, this is coming from CNN, but it's also really fucking funny. Apparently, an artist by the name of Maurizio Catalan had a work that was ripe for the picking. It was quite literally a banana that was duct taped to a wall. That apparently he had made 3 of these pieces, and 2 of them sold for $120,000, which is fucking ridiculous, first and foremost.
Yeah. By the way, I suggested in the pre-show that I can sell people for $500,000 individually care package wrapped uh, pieces of toilet paper where I have wiped my ass. And then if you want to pay for the special upgraded version, you can get a shit ticket, uh, a used sanitary napkin, and then I can put my feet shavings in there for no charge. And
I regret bringing this up now.
he's vomiting in his mouth again. Yeah. So,
That's what
so you
happens
guys
when you
know.
pick this sort of story.
Yeah, so you guys know in the pre-show when we were reviewing these articles and talking about it, I said this to the guys, and Dio vomited in his mouth and his brain tried to commit seppuku, and I think it's all happening again.
It is. Also, I see the Killing Joke in the chat.
Oh,
Hello, old man.
How's it going,
hey,
man?
joke.
But continuing on, a performance artist named David something or other, hold on, David Datuna, decided, oh, you know what would be fucking funny, since the piece was called Comedian, to eat said banana. And if you scroll down, you can see an Instagram post where he says, Hungry Artist, art performance by me. I love Maurizio Catalan's artwork, and I really love this installation. It was very delicious. And if you play the video, you can see one of the art exhibit people confronting Mr. Datuna and going, "This is fucking ridiculous. Why did you eat $120,000 art piece?" And I say that with air quotes.
I thought that was a rack on the wall until they turned the camera.
Where am I looking? Thing that was moving on the wall, and then what? Everybody is astounded over the banana on the wall.
No, they're astounded because the guy ate the banana.
Wait, he bought it and then ate it.
No, he didn't buy it. He just took it off the wall. He took the banana off the wall, took the duct tape off, peeled it, and started eating it.
That now they're wanting to charge him, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably.
I'm just astounded by the other artwork displays there. I mean, that's just some red with some black at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then there's also the fucking sliding wall train thing that's actually pretty cool.
It's
Oh, that
nifty
was-
looking.
yeah.
I don't know if I would
Yeah.
say it's high-priced modern art, but it's nifty. It's better than the framed black and white on the wall behind him there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, no, it's actually really fucking funny. Apparently, the artist, Mr. Catalan, was thinking of a sculpture that was shaped like a banana. And every time he traveled, he brought a banana with him and hung it in his hotel room to find inspiration. And he made several models, first in resin, bronze, and painted bronze, before finally coming back to the initial idea of a literal banana.
That he duct taped to a wall. Well, that's not fucking art. That's just being lazy.
Oh, and what's even better is it's not like a special kind of banana. It is literally he went to a local store, bought a banana and rolled duct tape. And that was it.
Yeah, it's probably just a Chiquita brand banana.
Oh,
Yeah.
most definitely. Oh, apparently he's known for other artworks that challenge popular culture somehow, like an 18 karat gold toilet valued at around $6 million.
Yeah, the America exhibit. I remember that one. Somebody stole it and they never found it.
Yes. It was stolen from Blindhelm Palace in England.
I suspect a certain steampunk dictator, but I have no proof of this.
Hmm.
See, what bothers me the most here is that second paragraph going down there that I'm highlighting now. It's unclear whether the banana being eaten will detract from the artwork's value, or whether Catalan plans to buy more bananas and start again. Like,
Yeah.
really? This just reminds me of Banksy's picture of a dollar bill or whatever that sold for 100,000, 200,000, whatever it was, and then shredded itself. Like, ironically, after it was destroyed, it was worth more.
Oh yeah. I just this is just it was one of the things that caught my eye this morning. I was just like, this is gonna be fucking funny.
Jesus.
Do you want to go to inflatable Tenement Square?
Yeah, let's follow up with that. Let's keep this left stock going.
Yeah.
So, in the wake of Shutterstock's Chinese censorship, American companies need to relearn American values. This is coming from TechCrunch.com, and it was published today, actually. So, among basically, it's talking about different American companies that are censoring themselves to be more acceptable to the Chinese
Like what they did
public.
with the
And
new fucking um the Flyboy movie. You know what I'm talking about, Booze.
Yeah.
They made him change the patches on that, and there's several other things. I love fucking Trey Parker and Matt Stone's response to him though.
the Flyboy movie. Do you mean
Top Gun.
I thought it would be
Well,
um
China
Red
requires
Tails.
a lot of stuff to be changed.
Huh.
I mean, there was the whole hubbub with Rainbow Six Siege and the map alterations they made on
Yeah.
that, such as removing freaking slot machines and stripper club references and some skulls on the wall. Generally, what you would consider innocuous, but since it's mostly PvP maps, this is altering cover and changing map reference points. So kind of a problem.
You know,
They ended up doing
I
that
don't know
on
if
every
you
version.
see, and sorry to cut you off. I don't know if you see this related article linked in the TechCrunch one, but there's another one that says the NBA should learn from Google China.
Hmm.
Which I look below the quote, I believe. I'm not sure where it is.
There it is.
Yeah. That one is a little jarring, to say the least.
Let me pause you there for a sec. Booze, chat is saying that your audio is a lot lower than everybody else's.
All right, I will crank that up a little bit. How about now?
Well, we'll have to see, depending on how long the delay is.
Yeah.
Because we're real time and they are
Clear and loud.
somewhere in the past.
All right.
Improved seems good. Clear and
Apologies
loud.
for that,
Okay.
fellas. Having some mic difficulties that will be sorted out tomorrow.
Yes. I'm just, it's
Right.
just amazing that companies are like, oh, we need to cater to a country that is actively trying to, you know, censor. Just like, yes,
To me,
we're
the
actively
concept
doing
of
this.
censorship in general is bad. Well, because for me, I put censorship in the same category of abstinence-based thinking, which is probably since I was like in high school, I've had an issue with it, and as I've gotten older, I've like at some point I should probably write down my whole thesis on that. I could probably
Yeah.
get college credit or something if I wanted to, but I have noticed that abstinence-based ideologies, which be they religion, sexual, political, legal, etc., 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 that um, they end up not only not successfully ever doing what they intend to do, but completely the quite opposite. But they usually end up causing more harm than good. And it is usually also to cater to the whims of somebody else. It's usually the three things that I've noticed about abstinence-based ideology.
Well, it always comes down to I don't like what someone else is doing, make them stop.
Yep.
Yeah. There's also that.
Looks like
Which then goes to the point of it's always somebody in power that says they don't like it, so make it a no-no.
Yeah.
With the religion, there's these things that they decided are the no-nos, so you can't do it. Sexuality, don't have sex until you fulfill these things, or just don't do it at all, or don't do this particular type of sex. Don't do these things that make me uncomfortable.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean that
politically,
goes hand in hand with what we've been seeing with Gab here in the last week with their anti-porn brigade.
I
Yeah.
like barely come back onto Twitter and I see that and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? And then there was because freaking they were trying to tell Sticks to like have white babies or something like that. And he's like, what in the hell are you guys going on about? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know. It seems like whoever's running the Gab Twitter account is a little bit of a loose cannon and not very focused.
Why am I a no-no, rat?
Right? What does that even mean? Diogenes is a no-no.
But yeah, no, there's I that all this stuff just surprises me at the end of the day that people are willing to just Ezoob is a doo-doo. Apparently Diogenes is a no-no. Ezoob is a doo-doo. What's Jarl then? A rat in Ezoob or tap? Now I'm curious.
I'm a weedo. Weedo.
You're a Greedo? Got it.
No, weedo.
You're
Greedo
you're
shot
the
first.
alien that got shot in Star Wars. Got it.
Greedo
No,
shot.
Yarl's a yo-yo.
Okay. Well, actually, Greedo set the stage. Hypothetically, was going to fire first. Therefore, Han had the duty to protect himself.
Yes, Han shot first, but he was right to.
Yes.
Exactly. Because
Oh.
Greedo was hypothetically about to do it anyway. So.
Well, Greedo was totally going to do it. When they go into him in some of the expanded universe, he's a dick.
Well, come on. When your name is Greedo, I think that's pretty telling of the character. Just take the O off, and he's
Yeah.
Alderaan
Kind of
shot
prequel level
first.
naming there, to be honest.
The funny thing about the lore is Alderaan is like this, hippie, peaceful planet. Alderaan shot first. I mean, to be fair, that is technically correct. As soon as the fucking door on their cruiser was fucking blown off by the stormtroopers, they started firing first, and then the stormtroopers fired.
Well, that was a embassy starship. It had embassy plates on it. Technically, diplomatic immunity. I mean, come on, Empire. You got to stand by your laws. You can't be sending your cops in on an embassy vehicle. That's international issue. That's why they had to blow Alderaan up, cover their tracks.
Yes.
Right? There was
It
no
was a
planet
false
that
flag.
we did any. Yeah, there was no planet we did any crimes on. Look, there
They
was
were on
never
a
an Alderaan there.
diplomatic
It's always
mission.
been a rubble field. There was never a planet there. There was always a rubble field. Those people on those other planets that say they're from Alderaan, they
Well,
all
All rebel
actually
plants.
they have mass hysteria.
Yes.
Where they are
it's all a conspiracy theory
spies. They've
brought
been
about by
talking
the
to
alt-right Republic.
exactly.
It's brought about by the Jedi remnants.
Those
Remember,
far-right
report
Jedis.
your local Force user to the Imperial Bureau of Investigations.
Yes. Join the Empire.
Yes, join the Empire. Down with
We'll
the
protect your
evil
fifis.
terrorist rebellion.
We will conquer you for your safety.
This is your local Mandalorian speaking. Anyways, okay. Jarl, did you have anything you wanted to talk about?
Not really much. I was just going to talk about my new place and the area and stuff like that. But if you guys want to do your articles or whatnot,
Oh, we'll break it up. We'll come back and forth.
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Talk about your new place.
it is a 2-bedroom. First off, which is bloody awesome. That means my wife and I we have our own room with a door. The other place had a door, but she had a lot of stuff, and so it made sense for the door for there to be a shelf in front of the. My wife has a lot of crap, but we had a 1-bedroom that was just basically a one room of how we use it because that was what the space required. But we have a 2-bedroom now, which means the kids have their own room. We have our own room. We have a living room, much larger kitchen. We have an enclosed backyard, though it is just rocks because it's a drainage, but it's enclosed.
Oh, that's always nice.
Yeah. And it's on the bottom floor. Obviously, with the drainage ditch backyard, bottom floor, which is also good because it means we don't have to have kids piling up and down, or we don't have to carry groceries up and down, or a stroller up and down stairs,
Or late at night, worry about your neighbors hearing you walking around.
right? Or my kids running around the house or bouncing or doing any assorted child noises.
We cannot let the childrens make the child noises. That
Right?
is banned.
No
I have
child
spoken.
noise.
That wasn't my
Doors, what
grandmother's
a
house.
Doors, what a concept. Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Doors are an amazing concept. I never understood them until now.
Yeah, which reminds me, I've been writing a script for a joke about the Doors. So there's a band called the Doors, and then there are condors, which I guess these are doors that criminals go through, right? And then you got a gondor, which means there's no door there. You got an N door, which is a door with the letter N on it, right? Hodor, which is door for whores, right?
Erp.
You
Erp.
In the words of Poe, remember, it can always be worse. You can have Chief Stoneface's sense of humor.
Well, what inspired me to make that joke is Beardy did a thing about eagles and seagulls and deagles and beagles.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the doors, you have condors, you have gondors, you have endors. You know,
What would you do with an outdoor?
I don't. What do you? It only goes out. It's a door for going out.
The Nebraska Department of Roads literally uses Endor on the side of their vehicles, so they're all Ewoks to me. You know, I have heard from reliable sources that Ewok meat is the most succulent meat that you can consume.
Yeah, it turns out that whole planet was just a nature preserve.
No, actually, in lore, it was used as a nature preserve for high-ranking Imperials to go and hunt Ewoks. That was literally a thing in Legends.
Wow. But it seems like, why would you go to Teddy Bear Planet to just hunt teddy bears?
Because if they go to
Because they
Wookiee
taste
Planet to hunt
delicious.
Wookiees, they end up dead.
Well, yeah, Ewoks are the much nicer Wookiees. And way less technologically advanced. In fact, primitive.
Which, before anyone corrects me in the chat, yes, I know Kashyyyk is the Wookiee planet.
Yes. Which
what? You didn't know what planet the Wookiee they're from? You're a fucking idiot.
If there was any planet in all the Star Wars galaxies, I would. Oh, I accidentally muted myself. Yep, I dropped my pipe onto my laptop and it muted.
Good job.
Exactly. I am super smart man. But if there was any planet at all in the Star Wars galaxy universe, words in that place in the Star Wars universe, galaxy, that's the correct term. In the Star Wars galaxy, it would be on the planet Kashyyyk.
For what
Those
reason?
freaking walking hairy carpets they live in trees that can do pretty much everything. They've got all the technology, everything is grafted in. I want to live in a place like that. To be like a techno elf.
No, they were a very barbarian / huntsman
I
society.
am the chat. Well, we have 6 people in here. So
yeah.
Welcome,
this
everyone.
is actually pretty nice.
Yes, welcome. We are making some record numbers today.
Yes.
Amazing what we can do.
I would like to think it's because I started shilling.
Okay, you both talked at the same time?
Wow.
We're both blaming ourselves for it, so
yeah. We both
that's the takeaway.
There we go.
Hey, Rap, we're not gonna go into the fucking creepy alien space weeaboos, okay?
Oh god.
We don't need Al.
Uh,
I'm sorry for
you
hitting my
got the
mic.
you got the anime song in my head. I can't do it, but it's stuck in my head right now. But I'm
I
seeing them
apologize
and
for
they're like
nothing.
and I'm seeing them in a spaceship flying through Star Wars land in their own like anime spaceship while this anime music is going on from one of those Asian commercials. And it like everybody just stops mid battle. Like the rebels and the Imperials are fighting, right? And this thing comes along and everybody just sort of stops. They all look and it just cruises by.
I was half expecting a Voltron style transformation sequence where the Empire just blows up all the ships mid sequence because it's taking them too long.
Okay, well they got to do their own like remember in Spaceballs and in original Star Wars with the long sequence, which is I always talk about Spaceballs. I always bring up that's my favorite scene because they did it so well. Just like Family Guy did another similar scene so well.
No.
The where everybody nods at each other for like the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I
Jesus.
I find that way too amusing. But when you look back at the sequence in like Star Wars, it's only like maybe like 30 seconds, whatever. But it is relatively long enough for you to go, nobody noticed them all like looking at each other, grinning, and how they were all on the same barge together. And like, he's obviously not gonna kill himself. Like,
You know that's impossible for people to remember things.
Look, Lucas is an above average director, but he's not the best. I mean, most of what you have in the original Star Wars movies is just him ripping off things from Kurosawa films.
yeah.
So you have these awkward moments that come from a period in time in which they were doing black and white filming.
Mm.
I mean, that's why he does those panning shots. You'll see those a lot in early Japanese films. Like, go watch the original Seven Samurai. A lot of pan across the courtyard to where they're sitting and talking.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
Well,
also just a really interesting shot in movies.
from something I watched recently that I think a lot of people don't realize is that like he had these stories he was putting together and he was going to put them on the screen, but he realized the only way he could put them on the screen was to do it in these ways. And since he had no real clue how to do it, he just copied and made like
Yeah, and
because
we'll
it
be fair.
wasn't
There's
even
no
originally a
problem with
space
copying.
story either.
Yeah,
It
there's no
wasn't.
real issue with the copying. It's just it's something you've got to observe. That's part of the design.
Yeah. Uh,
I mean,
I
we'll
he
can't
say
kind of had to
spell.
copy. I mean, like for him to do the things that he thought that he needed to do, which he was just kind of winging it, honestly. From like, if you listen to some of the things that he says in like interviews and stuff at that time, like he was kind of winging it. He didn't really know how to put this story he thought he needed to put on the screen onto the screen and how to make it go on the screen. Like he didn't know what the fuck he was doing, so he's like, I guess I'll copy all these things and
well,
do these weird things and I'll make it a space movie. That'll work. And then wait, how do I make it a space movie? Okay,
Spaceships.
how do we make all these robots? Okay, because we're gonna have to have robots, otherwise nobody will believe it's a space movie.
ironically, just trying to figure that stuff out, he came out with one of the best special effects studios there's really ever been.
Right? Industrial
Mm-hmm.
light and magic. Yeah, no, yeah, I would say arguably it is one of the best special effects studios. Them and the Jim Henson Studios, which I'm pretty sure they're all kind of combined anyway.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, because I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Sesame Street is owned by Disney.
That
Well,
is.
no, Sesame Street isn't exactly Henson. That's Children's Network.
I don't believe Disney actually owns Industrial Light and Magic, though. Because they went separate from the primary Star Wars stuff a while ago.
ILM is just code for Illuminati. Yes, Rat. I
Yeah,
agree
we
with
all
you.
knew that. But if anybody wants to look up to see about that information and let us know, pop it in the chat, or if any of you two are able to do it.
Not everyone knows the Illuminati's not real. It's MJ12 you gotta watch out for.
Need to make a new
Majestic 12.
tinfoil hat.
Oh,
It was a clandestine group of the 12 most powerful businessmen in the country working together to fix prices.
Yes. Quite.
probably is.
Quite.
If that's not like a comic book or a movie, it's probably real life or both.
As I remember it, it wasn't anywhere near as big as the conspiracy theorists made it out to be, but what's referred to as MJ12 was a thing. It was just price fixing, pretty much, from what I remember.
Rat says he has to make a new tinfoil hat.
Well, make sure you throw in a little bit of duct tape to help keep those mind-altering rays out.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest you might need duct tape to duct tape your food to the wall to sell for large amounts of money for
Let's be
reasons.
fair. I think this guy's pretty well known since he'd already made a solid gold toilet.
For Trump?
No, the art guy.
Oh, but I mean,
yeah.
His name eludes me, but if he'd already made that
Castilian or
18
whatever?
karat frickin' gold toilet, which means he already had money lying around to throw into purchasing a large amount of gold to shape into a frickin' toilet.
right? Well, unless he just bought a toilet, like a regular toilet, and then die cast it in paint that had 18 karat gold in it, which I would think that would be. Because otherwise,
I mean,
you're
you
going
could
to
do that, but if you're doing it with porcelain, I mean, it's not going to stick very well.
I mean, you could always rough up the porcelain and then you can
Well,
make it coat better. So you
this doesn't
sandblast
seem
the
that
outside.
just doesn't seem like something this guy would do, though.
Well, do you know how? Okay, you know how much a regular toilet weighs, right?
Yeah.
That's what's that like? 60 pounds, something like that.
Yeah.
How much do you think 60 pounds of gold is?
Well, 60 pounds of gold would be about actually 62 pounds because heavy metals are actually weighed on a slightly different scale that adds like 0.2 ounce per pound or something.
Okay.
Which means that, ironically, a pound of lead is actually heavier than a pound of feathers. But only in a technical sense.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that toilet was pretty heavy. I believe it was something like 150 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
That was part of the, what made it so miraculous when they stole it.
Ooh. Wow. And
You
it
know what
was
he
stolen.
named the toilet? He named it America.
Oh my god. The golden toilet where everybody shits in. I mean, kind of, but not. Like, this is what we've made it. This is what we've allowed it to become, rather, and shaped it into, but that's not really what America is. It's so much better than that. And can be again. Not that I'm saying make America great again. I'm
Well, I
saying,
mean, that was his whole thing, was to kind of take a crack at America, because he invited Trump to actually use the toilet.
oh my god.
And I'm sure that would have been a whole publicity stunt there for him to say,
Oh yeah.
look at Trump pissing on America or whatever. Of course, it's not like Trump couldn't just have a solid gold toilet if he wanted one anyway, so.
One day vomitoriums become a thing again. Possibly. Possibly. I think sanitariums should become a thing again.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my brain completely died halfway through when you guys were talking. I just spaced out.
Spinal has it down pat there in the chat. Maths over a toilet. Yeah, I think we can forgive your brain shutting off.
Yeah. Whew. Someone's got my back.
Well,
Oh
when you
man.
guys were earlier, when you guys were talking with the mechanical keyboard stuff, I was just like basically sitting in my place, just going because I was like, I don't know what it means, but I know what a mechanical keyboard is now, which that would make gaming and doing all sorts of things so much easier. And if you're like a writer who was like a major writer, and I don't mean like major as like, you know, you're Steven Spielberg or something like that. I mean like not Spielberg, but like Stephen King or something. But like somebody who's like
Does it
always constantly typing and putting stuff down, having letters not stick and stuff and individually be able to hit things as fast as you want would be probably helpful.
Well, there's also a certain level of ASMR to it. Some people just really like the clicking, and when you get the different, well, let's call them flavors for lack of a better term on this, like the cherries and the blues, they have different audible feedbacks, clickier, depending on the
so
color.
Cherry is the company
Well, yeah,
or is the format and the colors are the different
yeah.
types.
And the
Um
different types all have their own slightly different harmonic frequencies.
Well, they all
they
require
all
a little bit more
own
force.
have their own properties. Like I have reds in my keyboard, so they're kind of clacky and all that.
So like an old school typewriter kind of deal.
Yes. And I personally like it because I'm secretly a hipster.
See, the funny thing is, hipsters stole a lot of things that like us normal people were like into. We're like, yeah, this is a cool normal thing. Like, yeah, I want to do this. Hipsters are like, we do it, and it's like so much more awesome. And you're like, God
Well, no, you
damn
see,
it!
the trick with hipsters is you can't do it when it's popular. You have to
Yeah.
come at it
I
before or after that point of popularity, and then act like it's something amazing you found, and it's all of what your life's about.
Yeah.
I do not like hipsters.
Why would you? There's nothing really to like about them.
Red, I agree with you. Cherry MX Reds for the win. That's what I have.
uh,
Rainbow puke mode forever. Oh my god.
Hey, you know what? RGB is not that bad, okay?
if you're trying to keep a computer cool, it's freaking terrible. All
I
that
also
light's
agree
adding
again with
extra
you,
ambient
Matt.
radiant energy to the entire system.
Hipster is the most conforming nonconformists.
Spinal is also correct. But yeah, what Rat said is I like hips, not hipsters. I also like female hips and not hipsters.
Well, as the old saying goes, my hips don't dance, I just pull up my pants and do the rock away. Lean back. Lean back.
Oh my god. Did you just
Welcome to 90s rap
Just
moment,
be
everyone.
just because I'm the youngest here. Okay, boomer.
I will have you know that I'm unfortunately a millennial.
I mean, I am
You,
too, so fuck it.
what year were you, Bills? Are you the same as me? Like
89.
Aiden? Oh, so you're actually a bit young. Oh shit. So 4 years. So
I'm
you're 31. Sorry to um maths it out loud, but
Well, 30,
okay.
but close enough.
yeah. I'm right at the tail end of millennial and right at the beginning of Gen Z. So I'm just like, no, no, no. I don't want any of that shit with Gen Z. Fuck that noise.
Wait, so that
I'm
makes
sorry. If
me
you're
this
born past
old man.
1998, you are fucking retarded half the time.
So it goes me, mostly boomer, somewhat boomer with booze, and then almost Zed with Dio.
Yeah, essentially.
Depending on the, and I've heard a lot of argument on where the actual cut point is on millennials, but 89 is, or whatever, usually the start point of where they start labeling millennials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
89 is
people
like,
say 85, but what I've always heard with 85, that's the like bubble zone in between the two. But then again, what does any of that shit even really mean? Like, we just make
Honestly, up until probably this last technological boom, it would have just been academic bullshit. But, I mean, you've got stuff that, you and I grew up with that would have been standard that you would think, what the hell is that?
yeah.
Rat, I apologize. I couldn't help myself with your comment. They'll break. I'm old.
Hmm.
Immediate response was, okay, boomer.
It's like me and Booze, we actually grew up with black and white televisions.
Oh, I've seen black and white. Ironically, it
Oh.
actually has better definition than most color televisions there for a while, but
Yeah, because they were great. I also grew up with radio, where you listen to radio shows like radio broadcasts of Star Wars.
That sounds fucking dope.
They
yeah.
are awesome.
I mean, we had
Holy
actual
shit.
talk radio shows back then. Howard Stern and
Right?
shit.
Yeah.
Howard Stern still does this shit.
Yep. But he's nowhere
Yeah.
near the icon he was through the 90s.
Yeah.
Back when he actually had a movie and a TV show.
Right?
Mm.
Which, like, why did he need any of that? He didn't, but he
Like, the
had it.
TV show was an interesting thing to do. I don't think anyone had really done that too much before except Larry King. So for him
Yeah.
to get that and be such a controversial figure at the time was something.
And like a
The
household name at
movie
the same
I was
time,
always
too.
baffled with.
Right? I'm pretty sure I saw the movie and I don't remember what it was about at all.
Yeah, I want to say Private Parts was about radio censorship or something, but it's been damn near 2 decades.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the movie never really explained itself or had a plot or anything like that. I think it was just a movie that he threw together.
I
And
don't know if that was Stern there, Spinal. I think that might have been Roosh V that was doing that, freaking out over OJ being on Twitter.
I don't give a flying fuck if he's on Twitter. That is nothing. What?
Honestly, the evidence they provided at the trial was kind of crap. So yeah,
Whatever.
he got off. They rushed it and he
Well,
got off. Bad job.
oh yeah, it was. Yeah, we all know he did it. Everybody knows he did it, including him. He even wrote a fucking book about how he did it.
Yeah. I oh no, I don't remember any of that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And see, we're old enough to remember a time before that shit. Back when OJ was doing stuff like Smoking Gun and was on the first few episodes of MASH, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, we can remember a world pre-Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
That
Fuck.
must have been a terrible world.
Actually, no. I think it was, dare I say, better world.
Lies and slander.
I do have fond memories of Pokemon as a child. That was the first time
Yeah.
I got a Game Boy.
Yeah.
I actually miss my Pokemon now because, like, when you play them for like hours, and if you call in the game, like they always told you to like your character was supposed to like become friends with these Pokemon that he was capturing and training. And of course, I was a young impressionable child when I started playing those games, so I kind of did that for a while.
Hmm.
Yes, I gave my electronic Pokemon custom names and trained them, and they had their own personalities. All of this was in my head
You
because
would love the new ones because that's actually part of the mechanics now.
oh, okay.
Like some evolutions only occur provided the Pokemon is like really happy with you and stuff.
Hmm.
Kind of like the old what was it? Abra had to be traded with the spoon equipped to him or whatever for him to transform into Kadabra,
Yeah.
or maybe it was Kadabra into Alakazam. It's been a while.
Yeah.
What? I
Okay,
just came
what would your
across an
top
article.
okay, top 3 Pokemon if like all this Pokemon stuff were real or whatever, what would your top 3 Pokemon that you'd like to have? Top 3. Starting with Dia.
With me?
Yeah, top 3.
Okay. Growlithe, uh, Charizard, and then fuck, what's it called? Gyarados, the giant fucking water dragon lizard
Gyarados,
thing.
yeah.
Gyarados, yeah.
You surprise me because your number 2 is my same number 2. Okay, Boost.
Oh, let's see. Well, number 1 would be Haunter.
Oh, cool.
Probably follow that up with a Slifer, and then Rotom.
I don't know who the hell the last 2 are.
Slifer is the scythe-handed bug Pokemon.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember him, but what's the last guy?
The last one is a electric ghost that was added later on that could just possess different electronics.
Interesting.
I
Yeah, I
just
know.
thought his ability to adapt and change his abilities depending on what electronic you put in was kind of nifty. Like
Mm.
he's ghost electric, but you put him in the refrigerator and he can use ice attacks.
Hmm.
So I would want an evolved Pikachu, much like Ash's evolved Pikachu. Um, Charizard and the whole Charmander, Charmeleon family. So I would start with the baby and I would do that. And then my number 3 is Mewtwo.
Hmm. Okay.
I want that OP badass with me. Like so whenever I play Smash Brothers, that's my primary character. And you can pretty much do whatever you want to another player and just like fly around doing it. It's awesome.
Yeah, Pikachu's ruined a lot of Smash Brother friendships.
That
It
it
really
has.
I'm not super good with Pikachu on there. There's to be honest, I've tried with every character and the only one that like seems to fit like a glove for me is Mewtwo.
Hmm.
Because
Back
like
in the
I've tried
original, I
everyone
was pretty
like the game's
badass
first.
with Ness.
Oh, that was that girl, wasn't it?
No, boy,
From boy,
Psychic.
what
Hmm.
Used the
psychic?
baseball bat, had the red hat.
Peek at you. Oh.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that was from the one. He was one of the bonus, or did you start with him?
You had to unlock Ness in the first one. He was standard after that, I believe.
Yeah, I think I remember him more from the standard afterwards. But
Yeah, he
yeah,
was from
all the other.
Earthbound, which is Mother 3 in Japan. Weird little game, something I considered for possible gaming streams before because it's just such a trip through that.
Oh, I bet. Um, I just want to point out Taparu's fucking comment of Pikachu for
Mm.
Pikachu.
Yep.
Yeah, that's and but that,
Pikachu. And also Rat playing Samus, which is the same character I played in Smash.
Samus was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, most of the characters are pretty good. I just can't seem to do it as well. Like the controls just don't.
Yeah.
They just it's worse. Even it's all pretty much the same buttons. Like you only have so many buttons to do so many things. But
Yeah, that's why I got good with Ness, because everyone has their standard up special attack to get back on the stage. You know, whirlwind spin with Link, Pikachu's up jump, Samus does the spin attack.
Mewtwo just
Ness, you
floats.
shoot out PK Lightning, and you have to guide that around and hit your character with it from the opposite direction of where you want to go to launch yourself back onto the stage.
Wow.
Yeah,
PK
no.
Psychokinetic.
Mm-hmm. If you could master that, it was pretty good and allowed you to move around the map really quick, but mastering it was the pain.
That sounds kind of like some fucking like Carnage swinging shit, like, but with lightning instead. Speaking of, do you guys ever watch channels like Mighty Raccoon or Death Battle?
I'm familiar with Death Battle, but I haven't watched any of it.
I
So,
am familiar with both. I just haven't had the time to watch stuff like that.
well, they did one a long while back. It's in my like. I really like them. It's probably in my liked videos, but I don't think I have those public. Um, it was Carnage versus Lucy from Elf and Lied.
Ooh, that's an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
I was half expecting Lucy from Peanuts.
Ah!
Carnage tried to kick the football and she just pulls it away, but
Now like you're making me see oh my god. But it's Carnage instead of
Charles Schultz
Charlie
version
Brown.
of Carnage trying to kick the football.
See, folks, this is the reason why the show is great, because the two boomers, we can come up with some hilarious shit while the young guy keeps it fresh and original.
What?
Or just
Freshman.
tunes out.
I
The old men are talking again, boy.
I'm sorry, Dad. Don't beat me with your belt.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, I remember we could beat our children with our belts when they didn't pay attention to us.
I was playing video games back then, and it was uphill both ways to fight the boss. And in snow, too, with no shoes. And when you got done, your daddy would whip you for not doing it right.
Back in my day,
you couldn't save your progress.
Or pause.
I'm sorry, I stole your fucking joke.
Yeah, you. Yeah, you couldn't pause either.
Damn screen watching bastard.
Yeah.
I remember when we played
co-op at our friend's house, we could screen watch each other.
How'd you know I was there? You were screen watching. No, it wasn't. Yeah, you were.
That was the biggest accusation at my place when we were playing Halo fucking 2.
Right.
Oh man, Halo 2.
I remember
Those were the
having
days.
LAN parties.
I also remember having LAN parties, but with the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were, we didn't understand the concept of the glorious PC master race.
Well, see, that's not LAN parties. That's just called the internet.
No, but you also had LAN parties for PCs and stuff.
Back in the day when you'd have to use
people would come
TCP and
bring their fucking tower.
protocols, connect to each other directly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you just fucking set up a router in the middle of a room. Everyone connects at Cat 5 and just go ham.
Well, back then it would have been Cat 4.
Yeah. Or even Cat 3.
Same fucking difference.
Now listen here, you little whippersnapper.
You're
man.
only 9 years older than me. Shut the fuck up.
And I'm like, what, 15 years older?
I don't know, I guess. You
You're
36?
oh no, 30, almost 35.
Okay, then no, you're 14 years older than me.
Oh, 14. Well, see, I was close.
You're a
Yeah,
whole
but you can't math good.
No,
Neither can I, but
no, Matt, okay, so I do barbarian math primarily, which
which is
is
how many slashes with the sword does it take to cut person's head off?
no.
let's see, now
It's
that's a trick
one
question.
axe.
You just keep going.
No, you take one axe and then you multiply by those heads. Yeah,
And then once you run out of fingers, you don't worry about it.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could start using their fingers. What you do is you cut their arms off and you tie all their arms together and then you start counting.
I'm the youngest here. I'm only a sperm cell typing this comment from my dad's sack.
Oh
What the
my
fuck,
God.
Tap? Tap, can we not go there? Please? You're making me self-conscious. I'm just the youngest person here. Goddamn.
Oh man, good old days of Halo 2 though.
Oh man, that was fucking epic. And Master Chief Collection released 3 days ago on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I
Wi-Fi balls.
had a good enough PC to run that, man.
If I had enough money, I would have bought it already.
If I had the money that I wanted, laptops that I want, and then if I had in a much larger place, even in my own like office, I'd have a baller ass fucking desktop machine in there with the fucking like liquid cooling and the fans and the fucking like
Well, for the record,
nitrogen cooling and
air
shit.
cooling is better.
What about the nitrogen cooling?
Well, nitrogen cooling is all right, but it's a pain in the ass to upkeep.
Okay. So just regular air cool is best?
Mm-hmm. Right now with the tech we've got on water coolers, air cooling generally cools about 5 degrees better,
I
provided
figured you
proper
would
airflow.
enjoy that, Jarl.
I'm just reading it up. Florida woman forced to change Hail Satan shirt on American Airlines, I'm assuming. Swanty Rooney Goyle? What the hell? How? I'm going to open that up and read it.
Yeah.
Oh man, Halo 2. That's where I got one of my old nicknames from.
Yeah.
Playing that back in Oklahoma, they used to just call me the Jew. Yep.
I know you've explained this to me already, but it's still fucking funny as shit.
Yeah, I mean, this was back in the day when Halo would announce your kill streaks in the side feed as you were killed by a Jew.
You goddamn Jew.
Oh man, good times. Particularly when you beat somebody over the head after a shotgun blast to drop their shields. That always pissed them off.
Oh yeah.
And see, I kind of miss what Bungie was doing with the characters in 2, because your character, your Spartan, would actually look different depending on your playstyle over time. Like if you meleeed a lot,
Really?
your Spartan would actually look buffer.
Huh. I did not know that.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It was very subtle, and it took a lot of play for anything to really happen, but it happened.
Well, not only was this an unnecessary article due to the fact that the situation was a total unnecessary situation, because, like, why people need to get their fucking heads out of their ass and stop being offended over everything. So I'll read the article. Florida woman forced to change Hail Satan shirt on American Airlines flight. The woman was forced to change her shirt, phrasing Beelzebub on a recent flight. Swati Rooney Goyal, 49, was flying from Key West to Las Vegas the day before Halloween, wearing a black t-shirt with the text, Hail Satan in all caps. BuzzFeed News first reported. The shirt also includes the text Establish 666 and an upside down as the picture shows. Goya was seated with her husband on the flight when an American Airlines crew member told her to remove the offensive shirt or get off the plane, delaying the flight so she swapped into an extra shirt her husband was wearing. The gentleman asked me if I understood what offensive meant. Goyle told the Post, I said, I'm a foreign-born minority woman. I know what my t-shirt means, and my shirt is not offensive. Goyle said she is both an atheist and a member of the Satanic Temple, and bought the shirt to support the monotheistic church. The non-theistic church. It's usually met with giggles and thumbs up from people who get the irony of the t-shirt. Goyle, who is vegan, said she became a supporter of the Satanic Temple because of its tenets, which includes showing kindness to all creatures. I'm not goth. I don't have piercings. I wasn't wearing a shirt that had a goat bean beheaded on it, Goyle told BuzzFeed. I was wearing LL Bean hiking pants and vegan sneakers. Goyle told the Post that she had apologized to her goth friends for the comment. I didn't mean to be offensive to the goths, she joked. Passengers are required to avoid offensive clothing, which to me is completely stupid. And yeah, according to American Airlines website, Goyle said she was concerned about the hazy dress code. Yeah, to me, that totally hazy. Offensive, it's just whatever we want to slap on it any time to give us the power to do whatever.
Hey, your
Oh,
sweatshirt says Hail
I'm gonna
Satan on it.
answer Spinal real quick. Vegan sneakers, yeah. So like instead of shoes made out of like leather and stuff, people grow like make shoes from hemp and bamboo. So those are vegan and sustainably sourced, and which actually bamboo shoes are actually really good for your feet, surprisingly. Um, Goyle decided to post her story after American Airlines failed to investigate the incident in a hope to bring change in favor of religious freedom, she told the Post. I'm really trying to make some good deeds come out of this. This is really about religious discrimination, she said. Because they treated me this way, I can only imagine how they're treating other religious groups like Muslims. I don't know. Uh, like I said, everything is unnecessary. It'd be all of a sudden, hey, we don't like your shirt, and then all this bullshit is coming out of it because she probably didn't plan on anything like this happening. And now she has to like think on her feet, and now she's saying stupid shit and had to apologize to her goth friends, which is totally stupid. You should be able to say, I'm not goth. I'm not
Yeah.
goth. I don't have piercings. Oh, I didn't mean to offend my goth friend.
Didn't it say
Well,
that she
if
jokingly said that?
let's see.
Um,
Yes, I don't mean to be offensive to the goths, she joked.
yeah. But above that, Gail told the Post that she had apologized to her goth friends for the comment,
No, well, fuck them.
which I think is
My immediate assumption for anyone who, or for almost anyone who says, I'm offended is, okay, that's nice.
yeah. The rest of the article is uh,
Reiteration for taking up space.
yeah.
Hmm.
They refunded her tickets. They gave oh, discrimination has no place in American Airlines.
Oh, hi,
And
Mark.
right.
That's
No,
my
I
only.
never touched her. I didn't beat her. Oh, hi, Mark.
No, this is bullshit. Oh, hi, Mark.
Exactly. And then the ending thing is all hail Satan or something like that. Her Facebook page now reads. filed under American Airlines clothing Satanism.
This sounds like a hipster to me.
She is completely a hipster.
Like the shirt and all that, that's fine, whatever. But when you get down to the Facebook post, Hail Satan or whatever, like I'm only liking it ironically.
Fuck. So here's something that's actually going to be kind of funny. I used to be a part of the Satanic Temple. So, like, atheism thing is just like, for me, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's funny. Funny. Hail Satan as an atheist. But American Airlines being all Christians is just.
See, I don't even think it was that. I mean,
that's probably some of it.
I mean, it might be some of it. It might have been where the original complaint originated, because I'm guessing somebody else complained about it first before anyone working there did anything. Because I mean, you see, working on an airline, you see a couple thousand people a day. You just don't give a shit after a while. It's like McDonald's. I don't know what somebody's shirt fucking said when they walk up to the counter. I'm taking orders all day. You tune it out. It's background static. So somebody had to have bitched first. So that might be where it originated. But the whole not offensive clothing, fuck off.
Oh, I know someone got mad at one of my coworkers when I worked at Vaughn's for saying give them hell.
Yeah.
Like, it's a term, like, go out there and get your fucking job done and do it good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing offensive about that. It's like, oh, give them hell. What, are you trying to send me to hell? It's like,
yes.
No, just telling him to fucking do a good job, you dumb shit.
Hey, isn't hell where all the cool people are going to be anyway?
That's where I'm going. If it was an actual thing, I have to.
Well, yeah. If we assume, and we're just gonna play along here for a moment, hell is real. But isn't this where all the cool people are gonna be? Heaven is where all the drones are gonna be.
Depends on which version of the Bible you're looking at there. Old Testament or New Testament?
Well, from
Old
what
Testament,
I remember,
pretty much all the cool people will be down there. New Testament, it's a bit more give and take.
I'm going to go Old Testament because I was raised Jewish.
No.
And that's the Torah.
Fair.
I don't know. My only understanding of like heaven is where like you go there,
we just got a
you
donation.
immediately start singing. Oh,
Anon donated $25.
Wow!
Oh, thank you, Anon.
Thank you. Hell's yeah. And I get to see my little thing. That was awesome. Yes. It was all looked like Kratos, kind of. That was awesome.
Yes, now that I see that pops up, I can adjust it a little bit better, too.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Whoever that
thank
was,
you very much for the donation.
Hell yeah.
Can you pull up the message? Because I thought there was a message that went along with it.
I believe Jarl would have to do that. I just run the what you're seeing right now.
Okay, man, let me see.
Find out what the fucking message is.
Right? Let me go to my Streamlabs on my
Look, I just control the vertical and the horizontal.
Yeah. The yaw and log in with YouTube.
Okay, I have done one as well. I am not allowed to speak of it though, so I must be quiet.
Wait, you got a donation as well?
Looks like it.
But it has a do not open until Christmas over the air kind of dealio.
No, the message literally says never speak of this.
Oh.
So I will refuse to admit how much or who has done it, but you know who you are, and I thank you very much for this.
Thank you, random anonymous person.
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you, Anon.
Yes.
You are very much appreciated. Very much appreciated.
As soon as I get fully logged into my Streamlabs here, I'll see what any messages was attached to mine. It might say something similar.
Yeah. You actually have made my day because I went bankrupt yesterday.
Well, no, you're
So,
not.
yes.
Right? Hooray! Okay, donation. Where do I read it at? Here? No,
Yeah,
that
well,
doesn't do it.
while y'all sorts that out, let's move on to another news story. Let's talk about the Xbox Scarlet release date.
Yes. That I found, and that's actually pretty interesting. Is so where is it? What's his face? The
Okay.
Xbox bigwig, Phil Spencer.
Yeah, Spencer.
Yeah. He tweeted recently going, and it started. This week I brought my Project Scarlet console home, and it's become my primary console, playing my games, connecting to the community, and yes, using my Elite Series 2 controller, having a blast. Great work by the team. 2020 is going to be an incredible year. So I guess this is hinting that, possibly Xbox is going to be coming out soon, but I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not surprised, but with the PS5 getting its dev build released, which you can see
Yeah.
pictured right there, some people have been taking a crack at its design, which I've got to agree with. I mean, I know it's a dev build, so it's not going to be the final product, but why would you go through the trouble of shaping the plastic to look like this, unless you're going along with, theoretical designs already?
Yeah.
I mean, normally a dev build will just be a plastic box with the input slots for all the cables and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to look fancy.
No. It literally should just be like a plastic box. It shouldn't be anything. Because you don't want it like get leaks, like this kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, we've even had a few semi-major YouTubers talking about, like Catacarius. He was going on about it and how terrible it looks, and he had some nice jokes on it, as well as his Twitter followers. I mean, it's with those vents there, you could heat a slice of pizza in there. Just slide it right into that indention.
It's your pizza holder while you play.
Yes.
And so I found the message that they left. However, their message is very much similar to the message they left Dio, which is speak nothing of it, and that's all I spoke of it. So
Yes.
thank you, unknown person.
Yes.
For
anonymous individual.
Yes.
You know who you are. We
Yes.
thank you very much.
For the unless the
unspecified
people
amount
saw
of,
it on the screen, you don't know how much they gave us or
Yes.
anything of it, and we're
for
not
the
going to tell you.
for the unspecified amount of currency of unknown country.
Yes. Yes.
Currency type.
Yes. It's still I will still have to convert mine into Golgothan currency, and what do the Greeks use?
Fuck.
Fuck.
Yes, they use fucks.
Only in the whorehouses. That's what we'll call their funny money. I was talking about that with Magog last night. They used to have coins that you would purchase at the whorehouse with
It's
the
drachma.
Drachma, and they would have the actual act that you'd purchase like engraved on the coin, so that the whores would know what you bought at the front desk.
Yeah, no need to say anything. That makes it very cut and dry.
Efficient.
I kind of like that approach. Yeah.
See. Oh, here we go. It has been revealed that ahead of the Xbox Scarlet release date, one lucky person has the next-gen console in their living room right now, which is a full year ahead of the launch globally. So it should be out
I believe
about this
that
time next year.
I think that is Phil Spencer, though.
It would either be Phil Spencer or Nelson. since he does all of the
major
press
Nelson,
stuff. Yeah.
Either way, I am a member of the glorious PC Bustard race, but it is exciting to see a new Xbox console that is using a new architecture.
Well, I'll be honest, and
Pokemon
I'll do a little
Sword
bit of
and
shilling for
Shield?
Microsoft here, to be fair. But
Wait, scroll back up there. Wait. You're going too fast.
You're a little bit behind me. What are you loading
No.
me to stop at?
Scroll to where you see it say the Pokemon Sword and Shield on that article. The Express, where you're at, the Xbox Scarlet. Just scroll down.
Right here.
You'll see it on.
Major
It's one
update.
of the,
Nintendo drops major new gameplay hint.
you'll see it. It'd be a large one like that. There it is.
Pokemon Sword and Shield update. Nintendo drops major. Yeah.
What the hell? Sword and Shield.
It's the newest.
It's the new Pokemon game.
The one you were just talking about, where you gotta create relationships.
Well, the relationships
Pokemon.
have been in since, I want to say Black and White. Might have been Black and White 2, where they added those.
Yeah.
But the
that's
newer
not
ones,
new.
Yeah, the newer one here is this is probably them trying to cover up for all the people that are annoyed that the National Dex is missing like 300 some odd Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which had a lot of people up in arms. And there's been a lot of annoyance with part of the reason they said they cut so many Pokemon in that one was to save space, because they had new animations, and then everyone was kind of pointing out that the animations aren't really that new or improved. So they're either adding in more Pokemon to the National Dex in preparation for Pokemon Home, which is coming out on the Switch either in time for Christmas or early next year, which is going to work basically like Pokemon Stadium back on the N64.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I was going to shill a little bit for Microsoft there. If you are a PC player, an Xbox is probably your best choice for a companion console. Simply because Microsoft has been pairing up their stuff to work with PC, and as such, the Ultimate Game Pass that you can purchase from them, their subscription service, that includes Xbox Live, access to Xbox Game Pass, which is about 150 games you can download and play for free that cycle out over time. And then also includes the PC Game Pass, which also has 150 titles that you can download and play for free. That also cycle out, including such new hits as The Outer Worlds.
Yes, I have. So I have that premium pass. I fucking love it because my friends at college, they only play on Xbox typically. I'm trying to convert them over to, the glorious PC mustard race. Yeah. But it is nice. Because I also get access to games, so I can do reviews and shit. God, fucking knows.
Yeah, I just love gaming in general, and I have access to all of your modern consoles. My household has a Switch, a PS4, an Xbox One, and we've got a gaming PC coming in the mail for my brother. But PC is more powerful and more flexible, but it is kind of nice to have a console where you can sit down and the stuff just runs.
Yeah. You don't got to worry about any other bullshit.
Like, I can't tell you the number of times I've sat down to do a PC game and it's like, oh, you're missing this 3DX DLL driver.
45 minutes later.
45 minutes later, and you still can't play because you're still installing it.
And then it turns out that you've got the exact wrong sort of video card to run it.
Yeah.
Like you've got an Intel, but somehow this is one of the few that's built specifically for AMD.
Yeah.
If we want to jump over to the Chinese video game.
All right.
Everyone hit the traders, which is it's fucking hilarious, honestly. Like, I will state my personal opinion is I am 100% behind the pro Hong Kong demonstrators. I think they have a really good cause, personally. But this is just fucking hilarious as like a counter propaganda piece.
Yeah.
Where it's a fucking browser game where you throw shit at the protesters. And it's like all going, oh, it's the Westerners. They're giving them money to do this.
Oh man, that is a shit show.
Yeah.
No offense, I know you two are both in California, but I think we might should trade your state for Hong Kong.
Hey, as long as we leave first, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, just go through the trouble of actually just breaking off California along the fault line and dragging it over to China.
I don't know how that would work, but you're welcome to try.
It would be terrible and probably entirely impossible. What the hell with it? Let's give it a go.
Exactly. We'll get
Just-
Elon Musk to help us. It'll be
Just-
perfect.
All you need to do is you need to get a couple trillion tons of C4 and put it on the San Andreas fault line.
Just drop
It'll
some
cause a
C4
giant
every
earthquake
few
that will
feet.
fuck everything up. But you may separate California from the rest of the continental United States.
Oh man. You know, this is horrible for, Hong Kong, because I support them too, but for such a throwaway game, they've put so much effort into this.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no. I like the little screenshot that's right below the one you currently have on screen.
This one?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this stream to catch up. But it's the one right below it where it shows gameplay.
Yeah.
And it has the fucking sandal and the hand and the baseball bat.
Yeah.
I gamers can attack protesters with their hands, shoes, or a bat, each with which inflict different levels of damage. I just fucking love that they're like they're reaching out to like the Latin and Arab descendancy of La Chancla, Chinese woman with the La Chancla coming up and going whack, Nino, mal, smack.
I would probably want to beat them to death with a sandal. I think that'd be funny.
Well, let's see. The
I mean, not
screenshot
that I
below
don't
it looks
support
to be
the
from
protesters.
the counter
It's the
game. Let's see. Liberate Hong Kong, where you dodge tear gas canisters and rubber bullets to avoid arrest.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Which looks
sounds.
to have been done in Unreal, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it looks like it was done in Unreal.
Both of the pro ones are submitted on Steam for approval.
Yes. Like basically both games have been like set for approval on Steam because both of them are
Oh,
air quote controversial.
that fucking last line is so disappointing to me. DC Comics also recently pulled a Batman poster after Chinese supporters said it supported anti-government protesters in Hong Kong.
Why?
Oh, thanks, DC.
Damn it, DC. I know I don't like you as much as Marvel, but you still don't have to do this shit.
I love you more than Marvel, but and
You're
Batman's my homie and all, but Batman has larger cojones. Batman wouldn't pull this poster.
Oh,
I was just gonna
this
say you're
references
being an
you guys.
idiot.
California Congressman Dunker Hunter to quit after holiday.
What?
Oh, let's take a peek. Let's see. California Congressman Duncan Hunter to quit after holidays. LA U.S. Rep. Duncan Hunter of California will resign after the holidays, following his guilty plea this week to illegally using campaign money for personal expenses, his office said Friday. The San Diego area Republican did not provide a specific date for his departure in a two-sentence statement. He previously indicated he intended to leave Congress, but had provided no time frame. Shortly after the holidays, I will resign from Congress. It has been an honor to serve the people of California's 50th district, and I greatly appreciate the trust they have put in me over these last 11 years. Let's see. Hunter had long dismissed the charges as a political motivated conspiracy to drive him from office. In an abrupt turnaround Tuesday, he pleaded guilty to a single charge of conspiring with his wife to illegally use at least $150,000 in campaign cash for personal expenses, including his daughter's birthday party at a posh hotel and an outing with friends at a French bistro. Scheduled to be sentenced in March. The charge carries up to a 5-year sentence, but the deal calls for prosecutors to recommend much less time to a judge. Let's see. This is the guy I'm thinking of. Like, he spent, I think, 1,500 of that all on Steam games. Well, they're unlikely to really throw the book at him. From what I understand, campaign finance violations like this are pretty damn common. So going after one person, you'd start throwing the book at everyone.
Yeah, it's like they're not going to do that. So
No, they're not.
It doesn't fucking matter.
Oh. Oh well, you guys will have a new congressman here after January, probably.
I don't fucking know. I'm to the point where I'm like, hey, can I fucking, finish my college already so I can move out?
Let's see. What else do we have for stories? Well, we pulled this up, but we never really covered it. The NBA should learn from Google China.
Yeah, that was interesting to say the least.
Let's see. By now, you've probably heard about the
Chronicles
tweet
of
heard around the
Hilaria looks
world,
amazing.
or at least the part of the world where Mandarin is spoken. The GM of the Houston Rockets basketball franchise wrote a tweet, since deleted, supporting democracy protesters that have lit up Hong Kong these past few weeks. So they're going on about that, the NBA coming out against them. Let's see, what's the big story here?
Basically, it was the general manager of whatever fucking team said something about the Chinese protests and then had to retract it because people got pissed off.
Yep. The Apple pulled the Taiwanese flag emoji.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of shit that has been going on.
Oh, that makes a whole lot more sense now. That little pop-up there. PayPal to enter China through GoPay acquisitions. That explains why PayPal dropped Pornhub.
Oh.
That completely explains that entire situation.
That it does.
As China is very against stuff like that.
Yeah, China is against porn because, we can't have people repopulate the earth.
Or, masturbate.
Yeah. Isn't it that they have falling? I think it's because they have falling birth rates like Japan.
Well, Japan's got seriously falling ones. I think China actually had a huge issue with pollution causing an increase in death rates that superseded birth rates.
And sterilizations.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect from a country that's throwing people into concentration camps to steal their organs?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Well,
Muslims
I'm
in China
happy
are
I don't live
up.
in China.
Yeah.
China doesn't like the Muslims and rounds them up, puts them in camps, and steals their organs to sell on the black market, or I guess replace Winnie the Pooh's organs. I don't know. They're just
Yeah.
going to turn him into a robotic bear that feeds on honey, for all I know.
Right.
Let's see.
But like, to me, like I don't even agree. Like, okay, it's one thing to really dislike the Muslim religion and aspects of their culture, but it's another thing to concentration camp them, like some other dude in history that we always seem to want to scream about all the time, but aren't now.
You mean the man with the funny mustache
Yeah, the funny mustache man. Yeah,
from 1940, I think.
something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. His name was like
something with an
Aldolfo
A.
or something.
I think it was
Alpo?
Adam. It was Adam.
Alpo? Is it Alpo?
I don't
Isn't
know
that
if it
what
was Alpo, but I think it might be Adam.
Adam? Adam. I don't remember what the last name was. Do you know this? Was
Uh-uh.
it Adam Alpo? Who was it?
I'm terrible with names.
Charlie Chaplin?
That's about as much sense as I could make of it.
Yeah, no, it's Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah.
Charlie Chaplin, who got third place in a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest.
Is that actually true?
Yes, it is true.
How do
He
you
entered a
get
Charlie
third
Chaplin
place?
lookalike contest and came in third place.
How do you go? How-
So Charlie Chaplin doesn't look as much like Charlie Chaplin as Charlie Chaplin does.
How does that even happen, man?
Well,
How do you manage to do that?
it just how it was.
Does that make you lucky or unlucky?
Well, I suppose it makes it a little bit easier to go out in public that way.
Yeah.
No one knows it's actually you, even though it is actually you.
Kind of reminds me of a classic B movie I particularly love. Features Bruce Campbell and Danny Glover. It's called Bubba Hotep,
Yes.
where
Fun
Bruce
movie.
Campbell plays Elvis Presley, who swaps places with an impersonator so he can go and live his life before the impersonator ends up dying, and the real Elvis accidentally blows himself up at a barbecue and ends up in a coma before waking up in an old person's home. And a passing museum delivery ends up crashing and dropping an ancient mummy into the nearby creek, which comes to life and starts feasting on the souls of the old people in the nursing home by sucking it out through their anus. And the only two people to realize what's going on are Bruce Campbell as Elvis and Danny Glover as Black Roosevelt.
Black Roosevelt. That sounds amazing.
FDR. He's FDR in a wheelchair. The whole movie.
That's awesome.
A claim they turned him black and lobotomized him to hide him. And they must stop a anal-sucking mummy.
What? Say that last part again.
An anal-sucking mummy?
The first part of that last part.
You mean about him being lobotomized and hidden?
No, the anal part, right? You said
Yeah, anal-sucking mummy.
Anal sucking mummy.
Yep. He basically felches their soul out through their anus.
Oh my.
That sounds
I
wonderful.
forgot about that. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
It's a great B movie. Of course, I'm a bit biased as a huge fan of Bruce Campbell.
I am also a big fan of Bruce Campbell, but I have to say that is like in the top 5 best B films ever. Is Bubba Hotep.
All the Evil Deads are pretty good too.
Oh fuck yeah. Well, Sam Raimi and fucking Bruce Campbell, they honestly, I would consider them like a film company.
They basically were. That's why Bruce is always in anything Raimi directs. I mean, the Darkman movies, Spider-Man. Well,
Yep.
the 3 Raimi Spider-Mans anyway, which
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and be the odd man out in general here and say I actually liked the 3 Raimi movies better than any of the newer stuff.
I haven't seen them in a while to remember, and I haven't seen the newest Spider-Man. I've only seen the first one that the whole buddy sidekick bullshit. I really hated it, but it was kind of cool.
I just find that the newer actors are too pretty boy for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like Peter Parker was supposed to be your outcast nerd. You can't be picking super sexy male leads to charm all the ladies.
Right.
I mean, you can.
You can, but you see my point. Like, no,
Mm-hmm.
that's not Peter Parker. That's Flash Thompson who picked on Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire actually did look the parts, surprising.
Tobey Maguire was best Spider-Man. I agree. Best Spider-Man, Toby's.
I mean, I really didn't like all of his acting. It was kind of fit for the part, I guess. Did you
Oh.
guys see him in Seabiscuit?
I mean, I'll admit, the third movie they could have done a little bit better with. Because he came off as a little bit too emo and not necessarily the villain that Venom was trying to turn him into. That gives, like, the Sith, basically, is what Venom was doing, was turning him into, give in to your anger. Act on your hatred.
Your anger.
Strike him down. Do it. Something dark side. Something evil.
Something the Force.
But he just came off as very unlikable and emo in the third movie. And it was just kind of mix of not really good direction with the script there, I in my opinion.
Yeah, there are some issues there.
So.
Execute Order 66.
What if you had the guy who played Green Goblin and the gay detective in
Oh man. As
what's
soon
it
as you
called?
mentioned Green Goblin, I almost fucking did that, fucking yeah.
Just imagine that actor plays the Emperor.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, William Dafoe as the Emperor.
William Dafoe. Really fucking hilarious.
I loved him in Boondock Saints as the gay detective. That was a good role.
Yeah, the gay detective.
Particularly the scene where he's in bed with a guy and the guy's like, "You want to cuddle?" And he slaps him. What are you, a fucking fairy?
Yes, of course I want to cuddle.
Oh, beautiful movie. I've heard they're working on a third one.
A third Boondock Saints?
Yep. It is intended to be a trilogy, and I think they're aiming for 2021 on the release on that.
Wait, there was a second Boondock Saints?
Yeah,
All Saints Day.
It wasn't nearly as good as the first one, but
yep.
Wait, was that the one with all the priest like criminals?
I think so. It's been a while since I've seen 2. But yeah, the setup in that one was that supposedly some guys find and kill Defoe, and they go out to avenge him. And at the end, it turns out Defoe's not dead, setting up for like a mercenary group for the third movie.
Weird.
I think their dad dies in that one too.
In every movie, their dad dies.
No. That's I wonder how that works out.
It's not. So Saints Day is not the one with the fucking nuns.
Okay. Yes, Final Willem Dafoe is underrated, but he is the entire
Oh,
reason I intend to watch the Netflix Death Note series.
the one I was talking about was the nun
Ah,
or the town.
I haven't seen that. I don't think.
Uh,
If I did, it didn't leave enough impression on me. Bless you.
Hail Satan.
Gesundheit.
No, Hail Satan.
Hail Santa Claus.
Santa,
Sure.
Satan, you just switch a few letters around.
Right? Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, you be like fucking Jesus in the side quest chat when he was talking about Bappa Satan. Ah, yes, Bappa Santa.
Oh. Ah, that was a good pop.
Yes. Yes.
But
Wait.
yeah, I've heard that the Death Note Netflix series is complete and utter crap.
Is it the live action one?
The live action one.
Yeah.
Which just the
Anything
idea of
live
that
action
didn't turn me
done
off because
by.
I'd seen the movies for Death Note before, which are live action. So it's not, entirely alien. They're all right. But yeah, the only reason I'm going to watch them is Willem Dafoe.
Yeah. For me, some things I don't think should be live action. Other things, sure, go ahead, give it a go. Like me and several thousands of other people, we want to see a live action Gargoyles movie.
That could be interesting. I mean,
Yeah, they have the tech for it now to be able to do it properly on screen.
Gargoyles, like with Death Note, keeps enough realism or sets itself enough in the real world that you don't really need the cartoon setup for it to work.
Yeah.
But other stuff like they were doing another show live action. What was it? Everyone thought it was. Well, it did turn out to be shit, but everyone was expecting it to anyway. What was it called? I'll look it up.
I actually think that would be really cool if they went back and did a live action version of the HBO comic book or HBO series Spawn from the Tommy Farland comic book series. I think that'd be cool.
Let's see.
And
Spawn in that one was voiced by Keith David, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah. And they could have anybody they want to be a character, but as long like I think it'd be nice to go at it again to make it live and make it live action kind of the way how Todd always kind of wanted it. Because there were so many things that he wanted to do in that movie, and they not only didn't have the budget for it, but they weren't allowed to.
Yeah. Well, I believe Spawn actually has the record for longest running comic series to still be owned by the creator.
Oh hell yeah. Well, I don't think anybody wants to buy Spawn from him. And that
I
is
don't think
his
he'd sell
fucking
it. I mean, honestly, and
no.
I
He,
like the
he
comics and
created
all.
that character in like middle school.
Oh. But he makes so much money off just the toy sales and everything.
Right? I used to have some of the toys, and I wish I had more to and like a vault I could go into where you put on a special suit for going in, and so you're decontaminated, and you can go into my toy vault. That's what I want.
Well, that definitely trumps my box full of Deadpool comics. Still in plastic, mind you, but I've
Man,
got
I
most of
had
his original
Spawn
stuff.
comics. Yeah, I had Spawn
Sorry.
comics and Spawn toys when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, and I had a lot of both. I would save up money and either buy them from occasionally I would see them at flea markets, or I buy them like new from like Walmart. stuff and other stores that sold them. And yeah, I would like save up to buy like, single $30 toy that had like a couple of plastic guns that you can put in Spawn's hand. I'm like, yes.
Right.
I had Ninja Spawn. I had a couple of
Ugh.
different ones.
Well, go eat your cereal soup and shut up. Calling Deadpool boring. Come down there and slap you with a soft taco.
How is Deadpool boring and hard to be? How? Excuse
Look,
me.
I'll say some of the new stuff is kind of bad. I stopped reading after the cable Deadpool stuff, personally.
I haven't ever really read the comics, and I only know a little bit about the character. But that movie, I would have to say, is in my like top 5 favorite MCU movies.
The first one was pretty good. I haven't seen the second one yet myself. I've heard it's pretty much just the first one again, which isn't bad, but
Slightly larger budget
Yeah.
in the first movie.
It doesn't really grab the character of Deadpool. Honestly, if you want to get a good sense of him and what actually makes him fun, you do kind of have to read the comics. Because, what was it, back in the 97 run, the first 24 issues, they kind of covered the fact he was being prepped to fight an invading alien deity of peace or something or fight for an alien deity of peace that travels the galaxy, bringing peace to the worlds it comes across. And it kind of goes into his backstory some. Like, at that point, he's living with Blind Al, the blind old lady he lives with.
Mm-hmm.
And
whom they apparently make their relationship much nicer.
Oh yeah,
in the movie than
like
it
they
is in
were
the comic book. He's apparently a fucking asshole to her.
She's an asshole too. It's kind of how their friendship is. But in the comics, they kind of cover more of his mental trauma because he's the cancer in his head is eating away at his brain, and then his mutant healing factors regenerating it, making him a little bit unhinged. So much so that in the attic, he set up a room full of broken glass and sharp objects along all of the walls, like a little box that he throws himself into and just cuts himself up. And he does this when he's in a depressed, angry mood.
Yeah.
And
I think Deadpool also I'm pretty sure whenever he gets his head blown up or cut off or his brain destroyed, he ends up forgetting some things, unlike Wolverine, which apparently has the ability to regenerate thoughts.
Yeah, Wolverine comes back in that state. Deadpool does too, because it's Wolverine's healing factor that he has. Like exactly Wolverine's. They basically implanted him with Wolverine's DNA. But Deadpool's case, it's just a constant state of flux as the cancer destroys part of his brain, and then the healing factor restores it, and then the cancer destroys it again. And that kind of runs and explains most of his derangement up through Cable 30, Deadpool and Cable 34, where I believe they fought the Hecatome, which was a big crossover event, resulting in it turning out that Deadpool's also been infected with the Carnage symbiote for a while now, which leaves him to take over some dinosaurs.
What?
Yep.
I don't follow how that leads together. Okay, hang on a second.
I don't know. I don't have that issue, and it was actually covered in one of the X-Men how that plays out.
I mean, I know it's comics. You can do whatever you want, but okay. Yes, the Carnage, which allows him to fight dinosaurs.
Yeah, he basically splits himself off into multiple versions, because this is after he was supposedly destroyed. And he takes over some dinosaurs that have been recreated, or they end up in the prehistoric lands, with Sauron and all that from the X-Men. And that's how he gets the dinosaurs.
I remember seeing that issue.
It was an interesting one.
Online.
I wish I had it. Much like My White Whale is a New Mutants number 98, the first appearance of Deadpool, and he was an entirely different character at that point. Like an actual murderous mercenary. no humor.
Yeah.
But that was
Okay.
the last issue of one of the New Mutants runs, so not only Deadpool fans, which have greatly increased here of late, but New Mutants fans are after that one.
Yeah. I wish I'd actually gotten more because I was in it somewhat. Like remember like Kitty Pride and all of that. With like the Canadian X Force and the
Yeah.
yeah. I wanted to get more into those because there was I don't know there was some really good storylines in those I heard, but I never got enough of those comics.
Yeah, see,
And now
I like Marvel, but I really only ever got into the Deadpool stuff. And that was actually kind of late when I came back and realized just how much I like Deadpool stuff.
I got into Wolverine comics for a while actually because it's Wolverine and you're a kid, which is definitely what they made him to be a character kind of for. Is definitely make you as a boy like him. But yeah, and I remember one of the comics that I read of Wolverine. It was like I think it was like a two to 4 part series. But the one that I remember out of the whole series was he had been Magneto and somebody had ripped him
Yep.
completely apart till he was just
Yeah, that was
splattered.
during the meteor thing when it was going to crash on Geneva, I believe. Like Magneto was trying to gather all the mutants and actually leave Earth or whatever. And the X-Men tried to stop him, and he ripped Magneto or Wolverine's adamantium skeleton out of him and pretty much drove him insane for a little while.
Well, in this thing, he had been uh, basically destroyed to goo, and his goo was scattered to the 4 corners, as the saying goes. And
Hmm.
Wolverine spent a couple hundred years or so pulling himself back together. Uh, he apparently can inhabit people's bodies and other life forms' bodies at various cellular levels.
Interesting.
Yeah. And because like it needs tissues and body, it needs stuff to regenerate with, and it will do what it needs to make that happen. And he is slightly conscious during the process. And especially when he's inside of somebody's body and stuff, he's very conscious of that. And that was one of his least favorite parts of the process is having to inhabit people and a lot of times kill them and use their parts to make more of himself
Yeah.
and bring himself closer
See,
to the other
that's got to
parts
be
of
one of the
himself.
side stories. I don't remember that happening in the main timeline, but they've
Yeah, I
got
think
so
it was a
many
side story, but it was, yeah.
because they'll go to an alternate world and just change things up entirely. Like Age of Apocalypse, that alternate reality, uh, Logan and Scott Summer were siblings and
Whoa.
ended up in a fight, and Wolverine actually had his hand blasted off by Scott and replaced it with a laser claw.
Whoa. That's kind of cool.
Yep.
I'm just imagining like having Wolverine claws, but they're like mini lightsabers. That'd be badass. And it reminds me of this thing I saw a while back where they did this like it was this some channel that makes like fake commercials or whatever, and they made like lightsaber commercials, and they had these like little keychain sized lightsabers. Something that I always thought actually be pretty useful, to be honest. You just got to make sure it doesn't just like turn on while it's on your leg, and you're like, oh, well, I just carved part of my leg off. Cool. That's never coming back. Sweet. Yeah. But imagine like if you had something like that tucked in like your like waistband or whatever, and you got arrested by the cops for no fucking reason, some sort of bullshit reason. They're like, "We smelled weed on you." Yeah, of course you did. I smoke all the time. And you can just take your little mini lightsaber out, cut the cuffs off of yourself, and be like, "Okay, well, I'm getting out of your car now."
Like the lightsaber butter knife from Family Guy.
Yeah.
It toasts your bread while you cut it.
Oh man, those heated knives. Those were a thing.
Yeah.
That was a thing that so many people were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" And
You know
some
how
of
many
us were
people
just
actually
like,
buy unsliced bread anymore?
But who who has the time to even use bread maker in their own house to then slice?
Uh,
"I don't know." Some people apparently do.
I suck at
Oh.
baking. I never make bread.
Apparently, Spinal said the Hulk ripped him in half as well,
Mm.
and he's like, "Wait, Wolverine can possess others." Yeah, apparently in this side comic thing that I read, but it wasn't exactly like it was Wolverine as we know him as Wolverine. These were cells of Wolverine.
This sounds like a what if comic, to be honest.
It might have been what it was. I don't know, but I
Because the
mean,
what if series was kind of fun like that. I had one of them. I had one where that featured Rogue, Gambit, and Mr. Sinestro.
okay.
Or Mr. Sinister, I'm sorry. But anyway, Sinister promises Rogue a cure for her uncontrollable powers if she goes and finds these pith boxes that are hidden away around the world. And so she goes and does that and takes the cure and goes to see Remy. And they start kissing. And what he gave her actually increased her powers, causing her
Oh
to
my.
fully absorb Gambit.
Oh.
And she goes back in and blows away the wall to the compound where Mr. Sinister is, where he's doing this ritual with these tith boxes. He's got them all in a pentagram on the floor with candles lit and everything. And she beats the fuck out of him, and she decides she wants to know what's in these tith boxes that she gathered for him. She goes and picks it up, and then drops it in horrified shock, and it falls over, and it pours out, and it's What If comics. Like,
Ah,
including the one that
Wonderful.
you're currently reading.
oh no. That's like the most terrible fourth wall breakage ever that you're just like, ugh. Kind of like the character was.
I'm trying to decide what game I should stream later.
Choices.
Yeah.
I got like 4 Switch games that I think might be good. Breath of the Wild, My Hero,
My Hero
One's
Academia.
Justice, Mario Odyssey, and Tales of Vesperia. Or I could play some different Tales of games on the PC.
Yeah. Well, personally,
So
I'm a
what
big fan of
exactly is My
Vesperia
Hero?
myself.
Is it My Hero Academia or is it just something called
It's
My
My
Hero?
Hero Academia.
Yeah,
One
it's
And what
My Hero
star.
exactly
Academia.
is that anime? It's a what? So a school of magic users and the
No,
School
drama
of
of
Superheroes.
yeah, it's set in a future time period where humanity started to mutate and develop superpowers.
Yes.
okay.
And they train kids to use them to be heroes and stuff because you've got people running around using their powers for evil, and you gotta have people using them for good to stop them.
So is this
And it's
like Hogwarts for mutants kind of?
kind
Mm,
of,
more
except
like
most of
X-Men, but
humanity
without
is,
the racism.
Yeah, yeah.
and most of humanity are mutants. It's actually rarer to not have a mutation now.
The ultimate hipster. I'm full human.
I don't have any mutations besides I have pre-somatic cancer in my balls.
From all the soy I eat.
I have bitch tits. Okay.
And I can milk them.
No. Nope.
You don't want some movement?
Nope. Nope.
Be
Okay.
like Consuela from Family Guy. No.
No.
Well, looks like we have hit the 2:00 mark, folks. And we should wrap this up. As usual, we'll do the end shillage. We'll start with, as usual, Dio. I think it's as usual. Well, whatever. We'll start with Dio.
As the same as I've said every time so far, I will. This time, I actually have gone through the effort to get everything ready to stream. I just need to decide what game I'm going to play. And I'll be posting it on Twitter, which is basically / Diogenes YT, capital Y, capital T, and capital D. That's it.
Blues, your usual shillage, sir.
Well, if you like what insanity I bring to this nonsense, you can usually find me here on Sundays, making sure that everything actually works, usually. And beyond that, I usually guest on Director Arcater streams on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and occasionally on After That.
Yep. My usually you can find me here on the Sunday show. You can find me at various times when I'm able to stream, which will hopefully be a lot more often, with the Mighty Metal Quest and the Electro Nordica, which obviously you can find here with this YouTube channel. You can find me at Jarl Falstaff on Twitter. You can find me down in my Discords. And of course, my Streamlabs is streamlabs.com/Jarl Falstaff. I believe that's all the usual shillage. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. We had a max of 6. We even had the Killing Joke in there. There was a donation from an unknown person for an unknown amount with an unknown message. And yeah, we thank that person. They know exactly who. And thank you, everybody, for showing up. Catch you next Sunday. Same time, same place, same people.
Same bat channels, same bat.
Exactly.
Later, everyone.
Adios.